Then, so then you can just open, you can connect to the any one of the user, either the DDIC or SAP Star. That is the first one we have to use it here, right? That is the first one we have to use it, but that is got locked. Someone tried with the wrong password, that may be locked. This is also locked. So all users are got locked. Let me try with another user, DDIC. No. What is the password? Someone we have
So the
password
AB1 is not
AB1.
working, sir.
AB1 not working, right? Okay, I will take care of that part. Okay, this is working with the common password. Okay, we can use the common password. So meanwhile, what I will do, I will also create the one new user. This is the new user creation topic. It will come. Don't worry. For safer side, I'm creating the one of the basis user I'm creating here. Okay, safer side, I'm creating the basis user. But because if something goes wrong, if this user is locked, so again, we cannot log in, right? So maybe you can use the basis user also. You can use it here. Basis user also, we can use it for temporary. Mr. What is the last name? So just setting the password. Same password I'm giving. Okay, same password. Just to save it. Now user is created. Now what I will do, I will log in with the basis user with the same password. So you can log in now. System, you can log in now. Okay, you're logged into the basis user now. You don't need to log into the system user. Why? Because this is SAP provided. So it's not required to log in always. So you can use the basis user. So that's fine. But temporary. But we have the one topic for the user creations and security. That time we will come to know the users creations and everything here, there, right? So up to now we have logged into the system now, right? So how we logged into the systems here? Which one, which is helped us here, right? So when we are discussing about the SAP, so when you install the new SAP system, which means you have builded the new house, brand new house you builded, then house ceremony completed, then you have entered into the house, then there is a one family is staying in that house. One family means 7 family members here. SAP side, those are called the SAP work process here. As a technical consultant, you should understand, you are just clicking the SAP logon pad. You are just clicking the SAP logon pad. You are getting the SAP screen here. How you are getting this screen, right? How you are getting this screen here? Who is helping here? Which process is helping? Tomorrow, the users will complain saying that they are unable to open the SAP, they are unable to log into the SAP system. That is the first case, first ticket they will raise when you are in the ship that time. So what you will do in that case, right? So first of all, you should understand who is responsible here to open the to pick up your request here. Why? Because each and every call request, this is your request. Each and every call, you are logging, you are getting the SAP screen. Who is helping here to open the SAP screen here? Who is helping here, right? Who is helping means, so if either one of the thing, your work process in SAP level, we have the 7 work process, 5 plus 2, right? In that, the first we have DVEBMGS. So we have to go discuss with this work process. In that, the first work process is called the DIA, Dialog work process here. So Dialog work process is responsible to, so what is the, suppose in your family members are staying in your house, so someone asking the question, what is your responsibility of your father means, so you will tell some greatly, you will feel and you will tell something like, my father is the main of the head of the house. He will do all the loadings, calculations, something like that. 2-3 words you will explain. All right. So same way, if I ask the question to Dialog work process, the Dialog work process will tell like, so my responsibility is to take the user request, and process the user request. Take the user request, not only taking, it is also processing the user request here. That is the responsibility of the Dialog work process here. Dialog work process, Dialog. So here, we are the users. When you are logging from SAP system, when you are logging from GUI to your SAP system, who is taking care of your request here? Who is taking care of your request here, right? Your Dialog work process is taking care of your request in the application server level. So here, Dialog work process is responsible to take the user request and to process the user request here. To take the user request and process the user request in the systems here. So Dialog work process here. So here, for the Dialog work process here, the transaction codes are, where can we see whether all the work process related status? How can we know whether my Dialog work process is free or waiting, or so what is that status here? Normally, when you are in the meeting, your Teams shows in meeting, call, away, available, busy, it will show the status, right? Here, so how can we know whether my Dialog work process or other work process are free, or it's a waiting status or running status? So what is that? How can we know? First of all, how many types of status here? Where can we check here? In SM50, the Dialog work process related transaction codes are SM50 and SM66 are the transaction codes. SM50 is for the local work process overview, right? Local work process overview. And also this SM66 is for the global work process overview. So this one we can see in the SM50, SM66 here. So that difference I will explain it. First of all, in SM50, local work overview means status we can see. Suppose some users are unable to log in, or first of all, we should know in the system, in the SAP system, all the work will be carried out by this work process. Whatever you are doing in the SAP system, transactions, you are booking the orders, payments, whatever you are doing. So everything will be carried over by among these family members will take care of your work, right? So same as like here, the first work process is the Dialog work process. This will take care of your user request here. So where can we check the work process means SM50, SM66. So what and all the things we can check here? Here, the status of the work process we can check here. The status of the work process check. So status means here the status of the work process is waiting, running, sleep, stop, error, right? And also preview mode and hold status. So these are the status of the work process in the system here. So free means if the work process or waiting status means all the work process are free to pick up the user request, to process the user request, right? The status of the work process here. Running means the work process, one work process is running with the user request. Something is picked the user request, it is running status. Sleep means work process in the sleep mode. So sleep mode means it cannot handle anything due to some issues. It is in the sleeping. Stop means work process stopped due to some errors. Private mode means when the work process does not have detailed discussion will come when the work process when we are private mode means so if there is no memory, so it will go to the private mode and hold means hold status means waiting for the others to finish it here. That is the hold status here. So right. So for us for humans, how the food and water is very important, right? For the humans, the food and water is very important, right? So without this one, we cannot stay, we cannot alive, right? That is what we will go to the sixth status. Even if the one day if we don't have water and food, what we will go? We will go to the sixth status. Same as like here, the work process. Why? Because we are living in the earth, on the earth we are living, right? So this work process also like humans. Just now we discussed, right? We have in the inside of the SAP, inside of SAP is the one of the home. In the inside of the home, how we are staying in the family members, same as like in the SAP system also, these work process are staying inside of the SAP, right? So what is the food and butter for this them? Food and water. So here for us, food and water is very important, right? For this work process, these family members also in the server. So water and food is very important. Sir, what is mean by water and food here? So in the system, it is saying right. So water means CPU. Water means CPU. Food means here is the memory. Memory is the food for work process here. So if these two are not there, then work process go to the private mode, hold mode, error status, stop status, even system will go down, right? It will go to the sixth status. So this work process are like humans. So if you don't have food and water, what will happen? We know. Same as like in the system also, if you don't have much CPU process, if you don't have much memory, then what will happen? This work process will not handle anything. It will go to the sleep mode. It will go to the sleep mode status here. Sleep mode status here. That will happen in the in the system here. That is the main thing of the here, the work process here. Right? You got it right now? Memory and CPU. So here SM50, if we go to the SM50 here, SM50 is the transaction code here. In the OK code box, in the OK code, this is the OK code box here. Here you need to type the some command, some SM50 to check the work process status here. See the how many work process we have in the dialog. So the related process ID, employee ID, process ID, something like this. Status waiting, running. One is running with the my user. This is the my user, basis user, 0001 client. I logged in. This is the my user. I logged into the system. Then status you can see how many dialogues, update, background, spool, all the things we can see here. Right? Out of 10, 9 is free. 1 is occupied with the my user. I logged into the system. Right? So here you can see here the status of the work process here. So if you want the user should log in, at least one work process should be free, means waiting status. If all are running status, other than waiting status, then so here users cannot log into the SAP system. Why? Because here Dialog work process are the main work process to handle the user request. If the more number of dialogues are there, more number of users can log in at a time. That is the main aim of the work process here. The more work process are there, means 10 dialogues. So at a time, so number of like up to 10 means up to 5 to 10 users will handle, or 10 to 10 users minimum one work process will handle the 10 users. So we have the 10 into 10, 100 users can log into the system at a time. Concurrent users can log into the at a time, they can log in, they can work on the systems. So that is the timelines we can see here, right? So if you have the 2000 users means system will not support. Why? Because so 2000 users are logging at a time. Then in this case, so you have the less work process. Then all are running. So then system cannot handle the remaining users. Why? Because already it is occupied. Already work process or resources are occupied here. We need to increase the resources here. So that is the main aim here. So instead of, we can increase it here. That is the here in the SM50, you can see the local work process overview, right? You can see the work process status and everything. As part of the your daily monitoring, you have to execute this transaction code and to see if any work process is running or long running or all are waiting status, all are running. You have to check. If all are running status means we need to worry about that one. Why? Because if all are running, new users cannot log in. In that case, we need to check why all users are running, all work process are occupied. It's not in the way, because when the business starts, when the user trying to log in, he cannot log into the SAP screen. Why? Because it's already occupied. It's already occupied, so he cannot log in. In this case, what we have to do, right? In this case, what we have to do? In this case, we should increase the work process, or we need to check the problems here, right? So here, SM50 is the transaction code to check the work process overview here. So here, work process overview means the status of the work process here, whether it is the waiting or running or sleep or stop or error, whatever the status here, the status and all we can see in the, so here we can see the status here. That is the work process status. We can see it here. Process status, we can see it here. That is the, so work process SM50. So in that, dialog work process are the very important to take the user request. So here, if the work process status check, we can check in the two ways. One is the SM50 and second one is the, so SM66 global work process overview. So global work process overview means sometimes the load is very high. You may have to increase the application servers, 2 application servers or 3 application servers. Then 4 application servers you may have to increase. DB is the only one, ASCS is only one. This is the SAP GUI. So then here you have to other more application servers are there here. More SAP application servers are there here. More SAP application servers are there here. So this all will connect to the same database here. Same database, it will connect it here. So suppose you have the large business, you have the number of users are logging to the SAP system. So here, what you have to do here, if the users are more, one application server cannot handle here. In this case, you can add the one more application server. You can add the one more application server. You can add the one more application server. Why? Because each application server you will get the, so dispatcher and remaining work process file. Dispatcher, remaining file. Dispatcher, remaining file. Dispatcher, remaining file. For especially for the non-prod systems, you may get the this type of things here. You may get this type of things. So that is the reason. That is the reason we have to. So that is the reason we have to execute this one, right? We have the multiple application servers. So instead of you log into this application server, see the SM50, 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 SM50 4 times you log in. Instead of do that one, if you execute the SM66, SM66, you can, so within the same transaction code, you no need to go to the same again home page and execute the transaction code here. Within the same transaction code, Then you can jump into the other transaction code also by typing /n in front of the transaction code /n SM66 here. So you don't need to again go back to the previous status home page and execute the SM66 here. Just within the same transaction code, just to /n means new SM66. Click on the OK button. You will see the global work process status. You can see it here. Global, which means work process of all the instances of the RP1. Under the SID, how many application servers you have installed? All application servers related to all the information it will show here. It will show the information here. That is the main thing here, right? So one is running, that is my user. I am running. So I am executing the transaction codes. I am doing something. That is the reason one work process is allocated to the my user. So which is running BDIC. So this one is running here. So that is the main thing here, right? So that is the running thing here in the systems. If you log in, your name will be displayed here. Other names like this. The names will be displayed here in the systems, right? This is the global work process overview and local work. Both are same. Both are to find out the status here. One application server, that is fine. If you go to the SM50 or SM66, same you will get. But if you have the more than one, in this case, you have to go to the SM66, then you need to open, you will get the all will be displayed here. All will be displayed here. See here, one of the update work process stopped. Update is stopped here due to some issue. See here, that we will find out what is the issue here. Update work process stopped here. Update is stopped here. So we have some issues here, right? So like that, work process will go to the stopped status or waiting status. Based on that, it will go to the respective spaces here. So this is the work process status here. We can find out here SM50, SM66. These two are related to the, so not only Dialog, all the work process status we can see, but Dialogs also we can see in the same transaction code, Dialog work process status. So that is the reason SM50, SM66 are the transaction code for the Dialog. So local means same one application server. Global means all application servers related work process we can see in one screen. That is called the SM51, SM66 here. Okay, those are the two transaction codes for the Dialog. Right? Got it? Any question from anyone? If you are unable to log into the system means what things you will check? So you got the one ticket. Yeah, your manager asked you a question. So, or in the interview panel, interview will ask you a question. Users are unable to log into the system. So, what and all the things you will check in the system? So, like that, he will ask you. Then in this case, so what you will tell? Which work process is responsible to take the user request?
Dialog.
Work process. Yeah, Dialog, right? Good, super. So Dialog work process is responsible to take the user request and pick up the user request in the systems here. So right, that is the main thing here. Right. So something wrong, we need to check the logs and other things. That is the troubleshooting part is secondary, that we can check it out. While we are discussing others, we will come to know here. So this is the Dialog. So once the Dialog is completed, in the Dialog mode, DVEBMGS, in the Dialog mode, user will log in, user will do the transactions. So some payments, some orders, some transactions, something he will update, right? So he will do. Once in the Dialog mode user done something, then immediately your update request, update work process will update the user records into DB table level. So this one for update related transaction codes are SM13 and SM14 are the update related transaction codes here. Here in SM13, Why? Because in the dialog mode, user done something here. Suppose like if you go to the SM13, so SM13 is the transaction code here. Here you can see, so here you can see the cancelled status to be updated. Why? Because this is very important. Update is very important. So user will log in. He done the one ticket payment. He done it here, right? So once he done, the transaction is generated. So the transaction will go and sit into the database level, table level, right? So why? Because for future reference, the transaction should save it here. Otherwise, there is no records of the transaction. So here, who will update here? That the update work process will update the user records into the DB table level. Sorry. So here, go to the SM13 and check the whether today any failed updates records are not. Nothing is there. Check the yesterday any failed update records are not. Check that one. Just check that any failed update records are not yesterday. Just it will open the calendar. So then you can check it out here. Otherwise, just you can type 19/09/2023. Just execute. Execute. This is the execute button. Okay. Click on the execute button. It will show. So no failed update records. Right. So cancelled to be updated. All will come here. So just remove the dates from starting to till date. Anything. Nothing is there here. Nothing. No update records failed. Everything is getting updated here. So that we can see. Right. That we can see it here in the system. So no failed one. So all are updated. No issues with the system here. That we can see here. Suppose update is active because of everything is getting updated here. So in SM14, we can see whether is update is active or not. We can see here. Sometimes due to some issues or someone will deactivate the update here. So now I have deactivated the update work process here. So what will happen now? So I have deactivated the update work process. SM14, we can see the status. We can activate. So we can deactivate the update. I have deactivated the update work process here. Update is done. So I have deactivated. Now update is not active here. So it will not update. It will not take care of the any request here. So now what will happen? Anyone can guess? So now I am trying to, suppose like I am trying to create the one transaction. Suppose like I am create the one user now. Suppose like basis one user I am trying to create now. Okay, just basis one I am trying to create. For example, I am creating the one user I am trying to create here a basis one. Okay, so just click on the save. So which means when I click on the save button, the record should update it into the table level. Update. Right? So, but here I stopped the update here. Now what will happen here? So the transaction will not be saved. Whatever you are doing the transaction, so the whatever you are saving the transaction, that will not be saved. See here, the update is delayed, waiting. So it will not save here. So like this, if you wait 1 hour, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, so until your update comes to the online active status, it will not be saved. Your transaction has been saved, something like that you will not get here. So same, keep on like this, it is processing now. So it will process now. It is failing. Why? Because you have stopped your update here. Sir, where can I check whether it is processed or not? If you go to SM13 now, just execute it here. You see one failed update records here. One update record we can see. Previously it was not there. Now when you stop it, when you stopped the update process, you stopped it. Now you are checking one user in SE01, he created something, but it is not progressing. It is not progressing here. Why? Because your update is not there. You have stopped your update, right? In SM13, go to the SM13 here, SM14. You see, your update has been deactivated. So you are not activated. So if you deactivated means update is died. So the update is died here. So died means it will not process any transaction. Whatever user done the transaction, it will not process now. It will stuck in the SAP system itself. So now, as soon as you activate, just I'm activating. You see, before activating, you see one transaction is stuck here, right? And also you see, now I am activating. Now you come to here and see, immediately this transaction will be saved now. See here, immediately the basis user is created. The transaction is saved. How we got it now, right? Immediately, if you go and you can refresh it, this is gone, right? So what is the relation here? Now, can you explain what happened in this scenario? Anyone? Arun Garu, you want to add anything here? I stopped my update, but I created the one transaction, but transaction is not saved. So why it is not saved? Even the transaction is not saving. So even it's not concluded. The transaction is not finished. It's waited. It's waited for the update. What is the relation here?
With the update is deactivated.
Yeah, update is deactivated. You stopped the manually, you stopped the update. The update is active. Definitely, immediately your transaction is saved. Even your data will be available in the table level, it is available. So without saving, it will not commit any transaction in the SAP system itself here. Your update is you stopped manually, you stopped it, then you are doing the transaction, it will not save. But because the respective backend process, update process, will process your transactions, right? So you went to the one shopping mall. You went to the one shopping mall in the dialog mode. In the dialog mode, you're the dialog user. You done the in the dialog mode. You purchased the one of the new shirt you purchased, right? New shirt you purchased it here. Then you booked, you purchased, you done the payment. Everything is done. But finally, in the delivery center, you should get the in the delivery center. You should get the delivery. You have to go to the ground floor. You need to collect the your shirt and you have to come out, right? But here, who is giving from your first floor? You have purchased it. In the ground floor, he has to hand over. That update process is not there here. The update, the dispatcher who is dispensing, the dispensing work is not happening here. Then how you have to wait, right? Still you will get in the ground floor, you have to wait. Maybe it's not the right example, but somewhat it is relative. So update work process is responsible to updating the transactions into database table level. And so here, if the update is not there, no one will update. If no one is updating, what will happen? Then your transaction will not be saved here. That is the main thing here. Got it? Any questions?
That means this update work process mediator of SAP system and this one,
Right.
database.
Yeah, we can say that one also. So mediator means
when
again,
you deactivate it,
yeah, mediator means
there will be no link.
yeah. Whatever the user done, that related items, related stuff, updates, everything will be updated. So database level. So then only user transaction will be finished. Then only you will get like user has been created. So now if you do one more user, it will be saved immediately. Like let me create one more user, it will save immediately. Why? Because now update is active. Let me do it again. Oh, someone there. Oh, we deactivated. Again activated. Come to the here. You activated, come to here. Immediately it will pick up the request. Right. See here, the user is created. User is created here. Your update is active now. Then go back, create the one more user. Right. We have the basis 1, 2, 3 also I created. So we can log in. Any user can use it, same passwords, you can use it. So you can log in, either anyone, you can log in, you can use the same password instead of logging all users. Now you can save it immediately. This is saved. The password must be identical. Okay. See here, immediately it is created. There is no delay, right? So it is created. Why? Because now update is active in my screen. Update is active here. So that is the reason update is responsible to store, to save, to push. So whatever you want, what words you have to use it, you can use it. Finally, update work process is responsible to update your records into DB table level, database level. It will update it here. So that is the major responsibility of the update here. Sir, we want to know if it is clear, the dialog and update. Sir, we want to know who done what. I want to know the logs here. So number of people they will disable, they will activate here. I want to know the logs here. I want to know who deactivated, who activated, again who deactivated. I want to, is there any system issues here? So here, apart from that, we have the general transaction codes called the SM21 is the to check the system logs. ST22 is for the above runtime errors, runtime dumps here, runtime dumps here. You can check it out above. So let's go to the SM21. So SM21 is the transaction code. Go to the here to check the which date. Okay. Now just check the execute button. Now we will see the logs here from which date to which date, which date to which date. So here, so what is there here? So now you see work process stopped in the 20 night time. Then update was deactivated manually. So in the 23. Then which user? 001 basis user. Then update was activated again, same user. Again, within the fraction of milli 1 second, again he deactivated. Again is activated, terminated, deactivated, update activated, terminated, memory failed. So you are getting all those things, right? Everything is getting recorded. Whatever you are doing, everything is getting recorded here. So we cannot escape from anywhere. So everything is getting recorded with the timestamp, with the user, with everything, what you are doing, all the information is getting recorded. So SM21 is for the to checking the logs of the system. So what's happening with the my system? Not only update related, all those things we can find out from here. All the information we can track it from here. All the information will be tracked in SM21 is for the system logs. So with this work process concept, some other transaction also correlated here. So all the transaction will come. Basis means, so we have to execute the transaction codes, depends upon the situation. Then we have to find out the error, and also we have to monitor the all our SAP systems carefully, right? So that is our basis responsibility. So not the development, not the coding writing, not the scenario speaking. Why? Because when they are doing, if they got any error, they will immediately report to the basis team. Why? Because we are the main primary contact for the system issues and everything. So if any issues, they will contact us. Then we have to go to the system. We have to find out all the information and everything here. That is the main thing here, right? So that is the update records into the DB table level. It will update it here. SM21. So SM21 is for the system logs, ST22 for the above runtime errors here. So in ST22, we can check the runtime errors. So which means, so in ST22 is the transaction code to check the any errors in the system. As part of our daily update, some programs may be terminated. SAP, it's a live system. Live system means always, so we may get the program errors, syntax errors, timeout errors, some program bugs, everything. So how can we know whether this program has bugs or not? So if you are executing something, If you are doing something back end, each and everything, there is a one program will be called. SAP ABAP system means combination of the programs. All the programs will be combined here. All the programs will be clubbed here. So all the programs will be clubbed here. So if you are doing something means back end one program will be executed. So if that program is correctly fine, then no issues. If core program has some bugs, so then that will be related. Why? Because it's a program, right? Some bugs, new enhancements, new things will come. So that if you are using the old code, definitely that will fail. That definitely that will fail here. So that is the reason you need to in ST22 we can find out the dumps here. ST22 we can find out the above runtime errors. So currently I don't see any runtime error to analyze it. We don't have anything. Maybe let's keep it this transaction open. If anything, if any errors or something, we will get the dumps here. Then that time we will come to know how we want to do the dumps analysis, how to fix the errors. I will come to know which user and everything we will come to know here, right? So presently we don't have anything. So just check here any dumps are generated or not for today when you are working. So if nothing generated, then we have to wait for the dumps generation. Once the dump is generated, then we can fix the issues. What is the runtime error? That is the reason ST22 for the runtime errors. So normally during the interview point of time, they may ask you some basic questions like, so how to check the runtime errors or above dumps, ST22? How to check the system logs here? In the system log, we can check in the SM21 is the transaction code. There we can check the system. Each and every action item will be tracked. ST22 only program error, that functionality having some error, some box, everything that will be tracked in the ST22. That we can find out from ST22. Yesterday, how many, today, how many, and also you want to check the previous days also. So you want to check the other users also, remove everything here, just execute it. All those things will get. But currently we don't have anything. So that is the reason it's not displaying anything here, right? So maybe in the coming days when you are doing, sometimes we may get it out, right? That time you will come to know all those things here, right? So that is the so ST22 and SM13, SM14 we discussed, SM50, SM66 we discussed, right? These are the work process related. These are the update related transaction codes. Update work process related transaction codes here. Then SICK. So consistency check. SAP consistency check here. So and also we have as soon as when we execute any transaction code here. So see here it is taking some time, right? So when you go to one more transaction code, just example. So it is taking some time. See here, it is taking some time. It is giving the response. So it should not take that much of time here. So in this case, as soon as your installation is completed, we have to run the SGen. SGen means load generator, which means to compile the programs and functional modules and report structures and everything. It will compile it for the speed processing purpose. So that is the reason as soon as your installation is completed, initially the system is slow because of you need to compile the programs for speed up. In that case, you have to go to the SGen. It's a one-time activity. And so installation is complete. You need to select it one component, which component you want. Suppose basis component you selected. So normally we have to select all. I'm selecting basis. You can select remaining. Just select OK button. Continue. Then continue. But because we need to run SGen, load generator, we have to execute it here. So that it will generate the loads and all those things. It will calculate all the programs and everything. It will be compiled. So that next time when you are accessing the transaction code, within a fraction of milliseconds, you will get the response from the system. See here, as part of the SAP basis component, you got the 84,000. So 84,000 requests are 84 objects are there here. So when you run this SGen one time, your system is very fast. That is the reason as soon as installation is completed, you need to run the SGen by scheduling the one background job here. The background job will come tomorrow. All right. So now it's running, sgen is running. One sgen will initiate the number of sessions. If we go to the SM50, you see how many processes are running here. Here how many running. One sgen will occupy the number of work process will occupy, and it is running. See here, all work process are running here. Only 2 are free. Total 10, 2 are free, remaining 8 are running, which means what is running? The program is running. Which user? This is the user and client which is running here. So till then, your update, so whatever it is doing, your updates will update it here. So whatever it is committing, your update will update into the table level. So it is updating now. See here, all the work process are occupied here. So this sgen, once this is completed, you can run for the one more component. You can run for the one more component. In this way, system will be speed. So sgen is the load generator to compile the programs on all your objects for speed up purpose. For example, when you purchase the vehicle, normally for every vehicle, the engine oil is very important, right? Even though you have the petrol or diesel, engine oil is very important for smooth run. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. So same as like for we build the SAP system, you are running fine. So you are without running also, you can execute all the trans, but it means some slowness, some slowness. Instead of that, if you run one time sgen, you pour some engine oil here, then all the everything will be compiled in the back end. It will be very smooth, right? So that is the reason sgen also very important load generator for the compile the programs and everything. Load generator is very important here. Okay, so you practice all these transaction codes for today. So let's see.